I just wanted to ask, I mean, it's not just that core team, but even the people who reposed confidence in you, like your, say, an early angel investor like Ronnie Screwvala. Later on, I mean, an iconic name like Ratan Tata, an iconic PE fund like SoftBank. Would you say these have also been big contributors to not just in terms of capital, but also confidence, any kind of mentoring or experiences that they might have shared with you?
Well, absolutely. In fact, my first investor was Chirate, former IDG, and the partner there, Sudhir and TCM, have been my early mentors, and followed by Ronnie, who continues to be my biggest mentor till date. And then, of course, the newer funds and TPG, I learned a lot about people, hiring. With Ronnie, I learned about culture and how to build an organization that is sustainable. With TCM, I learned about, how to really spend time on growth. And now with, SoftBank and KKR and some of the new investors really thinking long term and building an organization and dreaming much bigger than we ever did, right? So I think, yes, I would say choosing the right partners early on makes a lot of difference. I don't think Lenskart would be, or even would be what it is today and could be what it could be tomorrow if it wasn't for these partners. And we have sort of hit a very good equation. Again, lucky, I think, both in terms of people and these partners. And I've been fortunate that our first early stage investor still is an investor in Lenskart and participated quite uniquely in our last round of investment also. It's difficult for any investor to come as a Series A investor and then probably come in, in a Series FH round at the same time.
Speaking of funding, Peyush, what's the future looking like? I mean, the kind of growth that you are seeing and the ambitions that you seem to have, do you need a lot of private equity capital going forward? I mean, do you continue to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in the future? Because I ask because this whole digital valuation business has undergone a bit of a cloud, both in the US and in India right now. Could that crimp your growth in any meaningful way?
So Lenskart, we haven't been burning significant money for almost 2.5, 3 years now. Because of COVID, we had somewhat of losses, but this year, coming year, the company will be profitable. It has been profitable for many quarters over the last 2 years. So no, we do not as a company need enormous amount of capital to grow the business. We have been running on good unit economics with a clear path to profitability. In terms of, a lot of the money that has been raised at Lenskart, which the media reports about, is a lot of secondary. We are probably, we have done probably more secondaries than primary in the company. And we have raised capital lately, but those are really investments in long term when it comes to building supply chain and technology, because eyewear is a complex category and our dream is really big, right? We want to give glasses to 50% of people in India, and for that we need to invest in infrastructure, we need to invest in supply chain, and that is where we raise investment. But as a company, we don't burn operating capital as much.
So no plans of an IPO or no need for an IPO in the foreseeable future?
I mean, we would IPO when the time is right, in terms of over the next, I would say, 24 to 36 months. I mean, no one can predict this. I would say there is no rush for an IPO to get the investors an exit, because there has been decent. We at Lenskart also feel that we are still quite early in the journey. I think it all depends on where we want to be and where we are. From our perspective, we are still probably day zero, day one of where we want to be in terms of the impact. And it all goes back to your first question of why I started or why we started Lenskart. I think it's literally when we feel that we have reached at least some level of milestone where we feel we can now go to the next level, staying public. I think we'll go public. But as of now, there is no rush. There's no liquidity issue. It's not, if at all we feel that our investors, we're not able to give them liquidity in the private market, yes, we'll go IPO in the next 6 months. But right now, it doesn't look like that's critical. for us to keep moving forward.